Before we can write anything in point-slope form and before we can turn that into slope-intercept, we have to know what point-slope form is. This would be another one of the formulas that we are going to have memorized before next Tuesday's test. Raise your hand if you remember what point-slope form looks like. Navarro? Where do the parentheses go?
Oh, yeah.
You said all the right pieces, but where do the parentheses go, Navarro? Right. Okay. So this is our formula for point-slope form. And this is what we're going to need. This is what we're going to plug everything into to get the equation we need. Now, the first thing in here says write an equation in point-slope form. So part of our solution, part of our final answer is writing that equation. This part should be extremely easy. We already have m, the slope, is -2. They gave us a point, which means this is x1, y1. So all we have to do is plug these things in, which means we should get y minus y1. Y1 was 2, so y minus 2 equals m. We know m is -2. Parentheses, x minus x1, so x minus 3. That's it, the end. That is our equation for point-slope form. So there's the first half of our answer. We are also asked to take this equation and rewrite it as slope-intercept. Who remembers what slope-intercept looks like? Nick? Y equals mx plus b. The important thing to understand here is that y, the variable y, is all by itself. So our final answer should have y all by itself. One of our biggest misunderstandings from the test a month and a half ago was a lot of people thought that they were supposed to do something crazy here to calculate b. A lot of people started their equations and said y equals -2x plus, and then they didn't know what to do. And they started doing all sorts of weird things with the numbers that they were given to try and figure out what b is. That is not what you need to do. We are going to take the equation we just created, and we are going to manipulate this until it looks like slope-intercept. Raise your hand if you remember how we're going to do that, or at least what the first step is. And I'll give you a hint. We have parentheses in this equation. Monique? Yes. We're going to distribute the -2 to the x and the -3 or -3. So now y minus 2 equals -2x plus 6. And there's only one more thing I need to do. Keep in mind, I want to get y all by itself. Alina? I'm going to add 2 to both sides, and that should do it. Now I have y all by itself equals -2x and 6 plus 2 plus 8. That equation that we have now created would be a very easy equation for us to graph. That's one of the reasons why we do this.